2019 iPhone, seeing how big of a speed increase there was. Now, the iPhone 5S, when it came out, had the Apple A7 chip with 1 GB of RAM, where the iPhone 11 has the Apple A13 chip with 4 GB of RAM. So let's go ahead and see which one is the faster one. I have pretty much the same apps on both of them, so let's go and see which one is the faster one between them. Alright, all the apps are cleared out in the background, as you guys can see. Let's go and start loading them up. Let's do the App Store. 3, 2, 1. iPhone 11 loaded, and the 5S shortly after. And I'll be honest, App Store really isn't that crazy. It's a very minor app. Going through some of the scrolling, it seems faster on the 5S actually, but almost the same thing. Let's do calendar. 3, 2, 1. As you can see, loaded up faster, I think on the iPhone 11 for sure. Camera. 3, 2, 1. And I'll wait until it gets that box in the middle. Actually, the 5S was faster there if you think about it. If I went by the box in the middle, that one was actually faster on the 5S. Clock. 3, 2, 1. 11 just almost like seamlessly opened it. Maps. 3, 2, 1. And the 5S, the 11 was faster. We got into that panel faster. Eventually we get loaded onto the 5S. Settings. 3, 2, 1. 11 just opens it, and this is a super small one, but it's still kind of interesting. General. 3, 2, 1. And it seems animations are going to be faster on the iPhone 11 as well. Music. 3, 2, 1. And look at that difference, guys. I mean, there is some difference. This one is loaded way faster than the iPhone 5S. Now, let's go ahead and load up some of these third-party apps that I've already downloaded. Let's do Facebook. 3, 2, 1. iPhone 11 is loaded. iPhone 5S taking its time. Eventually, we do get into it. You know, it's a slower machine. Twitter. 3, 2, 1. And still loading on the 5S. Okay, we're loaded into it eventually. You know, still, there's quite a bit of difference. Instagram. 3, 2, 1. And it actually crashed on the iPhone 5S, surprisingly. We were already loaded here, so that one's inconclusive. Paper.io 2. 3, 2, 1. 11 is faster. 5S. It's still taking its time. Still taking its time. Okay, eventually we are into it. Let's get into some gameplay. This one should be interesting. Come on. Okay, that's already kind of glitchy right there. Look at that difference, dude. I mean, this game is barely even playable on the iPhone 5S. Crazy. Temple Run. 3, 2, 1. And we're already loaded on the iPhone 11, where the game is still like getting into the loading screen on the iPhone 5S. And then we are into it, and then dude, this is insane. The amount of speed increase that we've seen in these years of the phones being faster and everything is super insane in my opinion. The fact that this thing used to be a flagship, and no knock to the iPhone 5S, still a tremendous phone. I have a lot of respect for what it brought and everything, but it's pretty crazy. I mean, look at that difference. Look how much improvements we've seen in these years of the phones being released. It's crazy. And Temple Run isn't even that crazy of a game, so I don't know why it's so glitchy on there. Quizlet. 3, 2, 1. Already loaded. 5S still taking its time. Come on, man. Okay, we are into it, man. That takes a long time. Dropbox. 3, 2, 1. It's almost instantaneous on the 11. And the 5S, we eventually get into it. Netflix. 3, 2, 1. Already loaded on the iPhone 11. And then we eventually get loaded on the iPhone 5S. BOFA. 3, 2, 1. And as you can see, iPhone 11 won that, as usual. I think the iPhone 11 has won every single one right now. The 5S, okay, we do eventually get into it on the 5S. Okay, let's go ahead and keep it going. Snake versus Blocks. 3, 2, 1. This one should be kind of interesting. 11 is already loaded. Awesome. We're still loading on the 5S. No surprise there. And then we eventually get into it. As you can see, we're into it. Let's go ahead and see how these two compare. They seem to be 11, I think, is way less glitchy. Yeah, that's really not that big of a noticeable undifference, if that makes any sense. Basically, I was trying to say there's not that. Basically, what I'm trying to say is there is a big difference. Super glitchy on the iPhone 5S. Crazy. Let's go ahead and end it off with the Real Racing 3. 3, 2, 1. And as you can see, the iPhone 11, I think, is in the lead. I can't really tell. iPhone 11 is fully loaded. The 5S is still gonna take a minute. Okay, we switched panels or screens on the 5S. It's still gonna take a second though, I'm sure. And I swear to God, I'm not even joking. I had already downloaded the information on here. I've already done it one time, and I didn't even do anything crazy, so I don't understand why I'm going to have to do it again. So I'm just gonna say the iPhone 11 one. This one is super obvious, but I'm gonna make that one inconclusive. And I don't even think I did Snapchat. 3, 2, 1. Obviously, 11 is faster. We eventually do get into it on the 5S. Right now, it takes a minute though, but it's because it's whatever. And that kind of covers up everything I wanted to hit on in this speed comparison. Obviously.